Last summer I made this mobile outdoor kitchen. We love using it, but we have to keep moving it for things like this extension. And that's why I built it mobile, so we could move it around and use it in different parts of the garden as we progress throughout our renovation. Only there's a bit of a problem with it, and the problem is power. We have to keep trailing around an extension lead, so I need to get rid of this to make this whole thing fully independent. So I've come up with a solution, a little yet powerful EcoFlow power pack. But it's not going to work on its own, and that's why we've got a huge solar panel to go on the roof. Today we're going to solar power this outdoor kitchen so it's fully mobile and fully independent. The plan is to power it with an EcoFlow River 2 Max. Now, to be completely transparent, EcoFlow sent me this bit. They didn't send me the solar panel. I bought that with my own money, and we're going to test it out. I think it'd be a great little opportunity to get this thing set up and get that outdoor kitchen powered. So when they said, do you want one? I said, yeah, I'd like to give one a try on the outdoor kitchen. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to use this to power that outdoor kitchen. It should be man enough to run the lights and the door, everything that we've got in that outdoor kitchen. Now, I also bought, again with my own money, they didn't send these, the cables to connect the solar panel. I'm hoping they're long enough. I think they're 3 meters long. And this solar panel from EcoFlow is a 175 watt solar panel. So it's a nice big solar panel. They're quite light, and it should sit on the roof nicely, and it should provide us with enough solar energy to power it. Well, that's what I'm hoping. So the first thing I think we'll do is find a home for the EcoFlow power pack so that we know where the cables need to be routed to. There is a cavity behind those tiles, and I'm hoping I can get the cables down there. Now, if you didn't see how I built this outdoor kitchen, you really need to catch up. So there's a video going to be linked in the description and at the end of this video, because you need to watch the build. It gives you complete instructions how to build one of these amazing outdoor kitchens for yourself this summer. We've actually been using this throughout the winter, and it has been incredible. So check out that video, make one of these for yourself. Right, let's find a little home for this. So if we look in this little cupboard, you can see the 2 plugs in there. Those 2 plugs are for the lighting system and for the fully automated door that comes down at the front. So we really want the unit to be placed somewhere near them. In the other door, I store my gas bottles for the pizza oven and for the barbecue. You can see we've got a mega Napoleon barbecue over there, and that's where all the gas goes, so we can't put it in there. So it fits in there quite nicely, but for now I'm just going to leave it sat there because I need to get to the cables. Before we get the panel on the roof and run some cables down to this, I think we should probably plug the door and the lights in and see if the thing's man enough to run it. We should be able to go up to 500 watts on this little EcoFlow before it cuts out. So let's get some plugs in and give this a little test. If we turn it on, it should be fully charged, 100%, and if I press AC on, that should give us AC power. When I turn the lights on, we should see the output in watts go up. There you go, and you can see we're drawing 38 watts of output. Now, because it's daytime, I'm not sure if you can see, but the blue LED lights are on. These LED lights, they change to all kinds of fancy colours. They come from LED Space, but you'll check that out in the main video if you want to see how I wired all the lights in. Now, let's get the door hooked up because that's going to draw the most power. Let's lower the door down on the remote and see what this does. So straight away it's bumped up to 316 watts and an hour of battery life at running this at full power. And I need to stop the door before it hits me on the head. But you can see coming in at 316 watts under maximum load, that gives us plenty of headroom, nearly 200 watts. I'm pretty relieved at that, to be fair. Now we can get the solar panel on the roof, get on a ladder, get that up there and start getting some cables in. So I've got these little brackets that fix the panel to the roof, and all I'm going to do is bolt them on. You can see I've done the others already. Now we can get this thing up on the roof. Now, I'm not going to fix the panel down yet because what I want to do is make sure these cables actually reach before I go fixing the panel. I've bought this extension cable, and we should be able to plug the positive into the positive and the negative into the negative, and then I've got to find a route down the back of the outdoor kitchen to our Ecoscape unit. So I'm not going to fix this yet, but let's get these plugged in and then we'll see if we've got enough length. Now, I've tucked my cables in back under the solar panel, and my hope is that I can run them down under the back of the panel, and then if you look under there you'll see there's a little gap, and that runs down the back of our outdoor kitchen, and we should be able to get through to the inside at the bottom of that ridge there. Because if you look under there, you can see inside the structure, you can just about make out where that Cladco is. You can see the back of that ridge there. Let's see if we can get this fish down the back there. I'm trying to hold the camera with one hand and feed that down there, so it's not the best. So I'm going to get that all fed down the back. That seemed to work well. I've tucked them down into that bit of Cladco profile. Oh, you absolute beauty. There it is. Where's the end? Oh, that couldn't have gone any better. We can plug that into the back of the EcoFlow. Looks simple enough. Pop that in the back. Hopefully we should get a reading. Zero solar power experience here, and I assumed it was just going to say it was charging, but that doesn't seem to be the case. So I think it's time to get the instruction book and see what I'm doing wrong. So it's the end of the day now and the sun is setting, and I think that might be the problem. I'm not sure we've got enough wattage coming in from that panel with the sun going down. Might have to do myself a little burger in a minute. If you're not subscribed already, hit subscribe now because you don't want to miss future videos, and hit like because that helps this video reach more people. So it's the next morning and I've some great news and some not so great news. The great news is that's charging. It's currently sitting at 82, 85, but I've seen it up to 110 and it's charging this in no time at all. Recharging time 5 minutes. When I now came out it was at 90% and it took about 10 minutes to get up to 100%. This, even without full sun on it all the time, is going to give us a really good recharge time and it'll keep it topped up. The not so good news is it's got a timeout on it, which I didn't realise, and I need to look on the app and figure out how to change that because it keeps turning itself off and then I can't get in the outdoor kitchen, which is an absolute nightmare, and I had to open it manually this morning, so I'm really glad we put that manual override on. But I've just downloaded the app and I think I can go on there and turn the timeout off. So you can see I've connected to the River 2 Max by Bluetooth, not Wi-Fi, because of course we're outside and I'm not going to want to use this very often. So all I want to do is find the setting where I can set the device timeout. AC timeout, 6 hours. That's the problem. So that's why it turned off and shut me out. So I'm going to set that to never. I don't want it to ever time out. And LCD screen timeout, I'm going to set that to never as well, just so I can see it when I'm trying to use it, rather than having to push the button to get the screen to come on. And that should now mean that this outdoor kitchen is powered permanently. Last job, fixed the solar panel to the roof. Now, it's quite heavy, so I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I was going to screw it down, but I've had a bit of change of heart. I think we're just going to stick it down. And for that, I'm just going to use a bit of clear silicone, and I'm just going to pop some of that underneath each of these brackets. The great thing is that by doing it this way, I don't have to put any holes in the roof, and there's no risk of any water finding its way into the outdoor kitchen. There you go, guys. Bit of a different video today on this second channel, but that is one fully solar powered and mobile outdoor kitchen. Don't forget, there's a video in the description and it's going to pop up here where you can learn how to build this outdoor kitchen for yourself. So go click on that video, give that one a watch because you don't want to miss it. I'll see you guys in the next one.